So for today's chronological Bible study, we're moving along in Genesis because, like I said, I'm doing everything in order. Genesis, Exodus, so on and so forth. And I'm picking out this next verse, Genesis 1:24. Genesis 1:24 is not anything that special or unique. It just says that let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, livestock, creatures that move along the ground, and wild animals, each according to its kind. And it was so. When I read wild animals and I think about human beings and us being mammals, right? Women literally produce milk just like all other mammals, just like a cat or a dog or any of that. They produce milk just like them. They have menstrual cycles just like them. We all have a connection here. Let's at least establish that even though that we are made in Yah's image, that physically our flesh has a strong connection to other animals, right? And then specifically, we have a lot of similarities to apes. But when Yah said he made in Genesis 2:19, all wild beasts and all birds of the air from the ground, from the dust, that made me think, okay, so he made us from the dust. So that's already a similarity. That's a unifying creation story of us and wild beasts and birds of the air. All land creatures, we were all formed the same way, from dust, right? And I want to be clear, Genesis is not a scientific book. The Bible is not a scientific book. Genesis is a spiritual book meant to be understood spiritually. And so when we look at the 7 days of creation, we have to understand that it's not a 24-hour period. These are ages. One way we know this is literally the sun and the moon were made on the 4th day. There was no 24-hour period. So we can't look at the creation days in that way, right? So when you think about that, maybe, and I want you all to get in the comments and let me know, maybe it's a possibility that in the day that he made these wild beasts, that these apes were created, and these apes literally lived for many years in this age. And then a man was separated. He found an ape or a wild animal, something, and he turned him and formed him into a man by putting the spirit of God in him. And he separated him, just like he did with Israel, with all other mankind, just like he did with Earth, with all other planets. We see evidence of Yah doing this with other things in the natural world. He sets things apart. He'll say, you're just a planet. You're just like every other thing out there, but I'm going to choose you and I'm going to separate you and I'm going to bring glory to you. And so maybe that's what happened with human beings in evolution. I don't know. I could be wrong. So I'm definitely open to hear any rebuttals, any clear defining things that would make this totally impossible. Let me know.